Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd show you another update on the Star Trek ship, and I've been kind of getting into the engineering areas. And in the video here, after I show a little bit, I want to actually get into this room right above here to start working on that. But I got some support hallways done, going from the hangar up to the main elevator. So that's this area here. It kind of falls apart right over here. And then I got another room area done up, and that is the fusion reactor small shield part room. And that's basically, you've got two fusion reactors in here, and they're in these kind of display things going on here. And then you've got all your medium shield parts up. You got four of them kind of up in this area, and then the rest of them are in these racks out kind of in the floor space area over here. So I was just trying to make the engineering area look kind of nice and spread out a little bit more than what it was previously. I do have the space, so it's like building out like racks and stuff like that is not really an issue. I did encroach a little bit on the floor right above here by putting some shield parts up on this level over here. Through here is just open space, and I don't really have anything set right now in stone on what to put in this open space yet, but it's going to probably tie into the captain's yacht section one way or another. I just don't have that worked out yet. So anyway, this is this area. So what I wanted to do in the video here is, well, I'll talk about a couple things as I go, but I wanted to get into the big shield room here. So this has got 6 large shields, and it's also going to be housing 8 small shield pieces. So just the large and the small, and these outer walls over here are kind of done up, and I wanted to get that done before I started this room in case it would mess with that area, and it's possible. So as in position of these shields, I can't really move them from where they are. I kind of wanted to rotate them 90 degrees sideways, but that would make the block height too big for the room, so I got to keep them orientated this way or reverse of that, so basically vertically orientated. So anyway, start with the room here. Let me turn on some symmetry, and I want to talk about a couple other things too as I go here. Not that. Let's get this on. So as in size class, I brought that up on the last video, and there were some options or some suggestions that were put forward, and one was to have like 2 different versions of the ship. One where everything's properly detailed with a full interior, which would run up much higher on size class. I would think that would exceed size class 20 by probably a decent amount, actually. And then put out another version that is within or under size class 20, or basically keeping it a lot lower, but have all your main stuff intact yet. It's just a lot of the fluff rooms and stuff won't be there. So I'm definitely thinking about going with that idea, because I really would like to detail everything properly. I got a lot of time and effort already into the ship, and of course I want it to be as nice as I can make it. So I'd hate to just sacrifice a lot of stuff just for the sake of size class. But I understand that, with servers limiting size class and things like that, even the server that I was playing on, the Anvil server, it has limitations to size class too. So if I exceeded, I don't even know exactly what the size class is, but I think it was like, if I exceeded 16, then it wouldn't be used on that server, or I forget the exact size class, so maybe that's wrong. Maybe it is 20. Anyway, so right now I'm thinking I want to do up the ship fully, but there's a bunch of fluff rooms and stuff that I may cut out and put out a alternative version of the ship that's a lot lower in size class, so it can deal with servers, and maybe I'll just have to fill those rooms in, or just leave big open blank areas, try to texture them a little bit, but I like to tweak and detail the whole ship. Anyway, this room has to look neat, and it needs two more small shield parts than what's in here right now as well. So I got a couple different things to do. So I'm going to keep symmetry on. This is going to be a symmetry type of room, and I've got a design idea I'd like to try to follow through on this one. and see how it works out. What I was thinking about doing is putting some big frame pieces. I kind of want this to look kind of like engineering, but very clean and nice, kind of like the other engineering room. So here, let's just start by throwing a couple of these in, and I'm thinking what I wanted to do here is build some angled support beams of probably half block in size. So I'm going to start there, and we'll try to come up with a formation that would work and look all right, and also kind of line up to the all these big shield pieces. Now, I could keep the player away from these big shield pieces a little bit if I went with the full block or put the half blocks out to this side, but I think it would look better if I didn't go that route and maybe put in, I don't know, some kind of like catwalk railing or something by here. So let's start here anyway. And I don't know how this is going to come out quite yet, but basically what I wanted to do is start with getting in, let me get the light on as well, start with getting in some of these, and I did that all wrong, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, so we're wrong there. Let me get this piece in. Once I have some of these blocks laid out too, using the control key and right clicking, it will speed this up quite a bit. It's just getting some of those first blocks down, especially if you're going to repeat them. Now I'd like to get this formation so it everything kind of looks right with how it's sitting up next to the big shield parts here. So let's see, that would be need to be a full piece of this one. Okay, so we'll put that there, and what, this one? No, this one. That there, and one more of the bigger pieces here. Okay, so that would so that's centered around one shield part. There is a block square in between both of these. So at this point, I could probably, we'll grab like this, throw it here, and probably also throw it here. And a little hard to see with that symmetry line right down the middle. I really can't, I wish you could do something about that symmetry line and make it so it's not so bold in front of your face there. But no big deal though. So let's grab this block, and we'll, for now, I'm gonna just, God, I don't even know if I want to do that. No, we don't want this a wall. We want this to be beams that are coming down here. So I should probably continue going forward with these angled pieces in here, but just flipped around the other way like that. And we don't even have that piece finished up yet. Could just build one of these out and copy it too, which might be a quicker way to do this. And let's oh, that symmetry line drives you nuts. So all right, so we wanted, oh, I have this, I'll flip that around that way, get one of these in there. Okay, so now we've got like a couple beams built up. I'll not sure what to do in the middle here, and actually at the top I'm kind of wondering if I can't maybe these should just be I don't have any of those in play now, just straight up half blocks here going across that area. So something like that, and then maybe down on the bottom, I kind of wanted the player to be able to walk through here though, so not sure how I want to pull that off quite yet. I guess for now I could sort of block them. Alright, anyway, let's get one of those in there. And let's see, we're going to need that. Oh, we're going to need actually one of these first. So get one of those there, there. Yeah, I would absolutely love to do something about the symmetry line. Man, that's half the time when I do something like this, I don't even turn on symmetry because it's so annoying trying to work this way. The way it sets this all up here. kind of started. Is that right? I think that's right. Okay, so let's reverse this. Put that there. Get the alternative one. Okay, so those are in place. Let's get another one of the straight up half blocks. And get that part built out. And we're going to need another thin one here. Wrong side. Okay, let's try this one. There we go. Why does it have 2 in front of it? Is that right? Yeah, I guess it's supposed to. Okay, so we got the zigzag pattern going through here. Let's get another one of these in place. And God, should we angle that back down, or should we make it a little different on the one side here? Let's try this first and see what happens. Okay, so zigzag pattern in here. And again, I kind of wanted to do something here that's not quite, I wanted to leave this open, but I kind of want to make it look like it's connected to these beams yet. I'm wondering if I shouldn't go with a couple of these and build up maybe some other kind of cage thing there or something like that. Alright, now in the center here, do I want to continue this upward? I don't know if that'll look good or not. That's a little bit too much. I didn't really want to do that. Kind of wanted to just kind of leave that V pattern there the way it is. And that's not really doing anything here either, is it? Very helpful. Well, it could. It could. I wonder if I put in that and then went with these pieces on either side, or, you know, a better idea might be to use some dual railings here. Let's go with this type here. So it kind of looks engineering, but a little bit more engineered than the other piece, I would say. And then these can wrap through here. And again, I was just trying to get the players so they could come out to this back area here. I'm not. Maybe this would be a good place to actually put some of these small shield parts over here rather than going across the ceiling how they are right now. I think I would have plenty of room. I could get 2 per chunk, which I think would be like 8 total actually, so that would actually work out really well. And that's exactly what I wanted to get in here. So okay, so we got some railings. I don't really like what's going on here with these half blocks, so I'm going to get rid of that, and we're just going to end them, I guess. I can't really do anything there, so yeah, get rid of that. So we got railings on the inside. Alright, so that's a start. Now, small shield parts. Let's get rid of the ones that are up here now. At some point, I'll be getting rid of the big shield parts so I can paint all around them and stuff. I'm just kind of using them as placeholders right now. So, small shield parts. Let's grab some of each type here. And let's get those out here somewhere. Up there and there. Okay, so let's say we wanted to put small shield parts in here. And we'll want them rotated something like that, maybe. Oh, you know what? I got these little vents kind of out on the other side there. I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't twist these around so they're kind of on display, especially if I were to change those the parts that are holding them there, or the change the grates. Let's try to get. Now this can be mirrored on the other side, so that would already cover all 4 of that type. So let's go to the other type of shield part and put them over here then. And be like that. And there. Okay, so that would be all the smalls, all the and the 6 larges. That actually works out pretty good. Alright, the only thing I don't like is these frame pieces that I've got going on. They don't actually attach to anything on the bottom side at this moment. Kind of weird there. Well, anyway, let's just keep on rolling with this and see where it goes. This is how most of them start. Now, on the top side here, that allows for some more room as well, and I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't... I'm trying not to be super psycho with size class or blocks that really ramp up the size class quickly, so I've been using a fair amount of full blocks in the build, except for places that you really need to see well. Wait. Okay, so I got 2 in there. Why is that? Okay, it should only have the 1. Alright, so down the center here, let's modify some let's modify some blocks on the outside. Let's not square this off. Let's get rid of that and these. And these are all just decorative blocks anyway, but let's put in like some of these over here. And I'm going to try to orientate this so I can paint the inside. I don't know if we're going to see it or not, but let's do that in the center. How about on all 3 positions on the top of these things? And we'll do that over to this grouping too. Again, apologize for that symmetry. And I've been really wanting them to change that for years, but I don't think they understand how miserable it can be with it on, and just kind of cloud your vision basically with no options to tone it down or anything like that. Alright, you know what? Let's just keep this pretty straightforward. These blocks do work across here, but now you know what? I think the orientation is going to be wrong. Yeah, it is. Okay. Hate to do it, but I want these actually rotated the other way around now. Did I get that right? No. Okay, let's go this way. Turn them this way. Okay, and the whole point for that is I wanted this to be separately paintable from that other area there. Get rid of all of them, so make sure they're all oriented correctly. We'll just run this all the way across the top, I think. Be a little simpler and easier. Okay, now we got this. Yeah, it kind of ties into the framing down here with that top part. Now we want to have some cross beams going through here as well. Here I just got to turn off symmetry a minute. All right, so let's see, cross beams. How are we going to do this? How about we try putting in, let's see, where does it look like? It would be, of course, in the center we could support it, but let's do something like that in these positions here and there. And it's going to change at the end down here anyway, so we'll leave that part for now. Okay, so now we got a bit of a framing structure here. I don't like how that's done up too much yet here. I'm trying to leave space so I can add some lights, but maybe they should just drop down. That would be a, oh, well, how about, you know what? Okay, so let's just, no, let's not fill that in. Let's put in something to look at, even if it's nothing much. Better than nothing. So I'll put in maybe a couple of those, and I just want to keep this center area available for another block. And what I'm going to do here, I think, is go to a transition block of one of these, so I can hang a light down and put it kind of where I want it, right above these 2 corridors here, and then kind of keep it so there's something to look at on the top side. Alright, so we got a light location here, and let's put in, could probably even go with round lights in this case. A couple of those. I'll probably go with more red lighting in this room when it gets ready for painting. Alright, so around the doorway itself, this is pretty blah. So let's change all these blocks out, and let's put in the old set here to at least make kind of a indented door frame in here. I think I'm gonna have to go like that, and we'll put one here, a couple of these corner pieces. Okay, so we got that in. This is probably, let's just put a full block there, and you know, honestly, just a full block there too. So now we got kind of a doorway frame. All right, now the bottom side here, man, that's gonna be a little rough. So I kind of wanted to put up some kind of barrier wall or something going on here, but there's no way I can think of doing this. So I got symmetry off too, so I gotta watch that. Could go like that. Yeah, and maybe I just will do that. And then these bottom pieces can just be these. And this will allow for something to fit down under here to kind of push the player away from these. And speaking of that, now I'm thinking, how are we going to pull that one off and keep it looking neat? Kind of want to go in the half block realm. Just curious what we would end up with if we tried to use something like that. Now that won't work very good. Yeah. Alright, so not that. You know what would probably look the best is just going with some more railings here. How about the same type of railing we were using already? Oh, that puts it right on the inside. I kind of wanted to keep you out over here, but alright, let's do this differently. Let's use the double right down the center, kind of like I originally said I was going to do. And let's run those all the way like that to here for now. Okay, and that's open, so we could actually put these in here then too, which will tie it into the other fencing around the corners. See, now what I'm thinking about doing, this could be kind of neat too, is what if these in fact were not that, but actually expanded out to one of those? Would that look good, or would that look stupid? Or maybe one of these. Yeah, orientate that like that. I think so. I think that might be a little bit of an improvement there, maybe. Doesn't work out very good there, though, does it? Well, let's not care about that right now. Alright, so, hold on, I'm missing a part right there, too. Let's grab one of these. Alright, so far so good. I got some stuff up on the ceiling here too. I'm kind of wondering, well, if we can put something there to look kind of neat. Maybe is there any deco parts that would work there? Let me explore these tech parts a second, see if there's anything that stands out. Could also go with the some other things too, but nah, I don't think these are really going to work out. I don't really want to put these in there. I don't think that would look very good hanging down from the ceiling like that. Or would it? It's certainly unusual. The last one would have to go somewhere like right over here. Nah. I want this more visible up on the top, so let's try one other grouping of deco parts here. Let's see what these got. I think kind of something that would work out a little better. Maybe like these little things, or these little things. Yeah, let's try some of these. So we want one of those on either side. Oh. That there. Yeah, so we can actually get rid of those little thin blocks there that aren't really doing much of anything. I don't know if that's going to look good or not. But it's something up there to see. Alright, so started out with that part, so that's it's coming along alright. Now we've got some blocks going across the ceiling here too, which I got it as a full block height right there right now. I don't think I want it like that though. So what if nah, not that one. How about this one? Like that. Yeah, I think that would work. So we want one of those. Oh, hold on. Better get symmetry on. Now, of course, you can copy and paste things after the fact with the symmetry as well. There are some issues though with, especially if you're with how you copy and paste things. You can flip stuff now, which is a really cool feature, but sometimes it screws up. If you're using structural frame blocks, you copy rather than cut, and there's some things that can happen that were causing some problems there, but pretty minor overall. How about right here, I'm going to try making it look like there's some kind of pipe or something going to these two pieces like that across the top. Yeah, that could look kind of cool. Let's get that in place over here as well. And some more just half blocks. There, and is that what we've got going on over here too? Yeah, so we've got our border wall right there. Okay, so now we're going to come down over here and try to make this look a little bit more framey too. So here I think I'm going to try to go with these in that location. I've got extra room over in this part of the ship, but I got these both oriented correctly. Yeah, it looks like they are. So, but for the time being, I think what I'm going to do is just do a little filling of these areas. It's kind of been my policy with the ship to keep the size class down, is rather than trying to like do something here with a bunch more blocks and things. Just been kind of trying to fill things in a little bit more, keep the size class a little more trim, I guess you could say. And this is where did that come from? Okay, so this is yeah, I want to orientate the whole thing to where this wall's coming in. So actually this whole area would need to be filled in as well. Can I alter these blocks? Yeah, oh yeah, I can. And what about these center ones here? Oh yeah, there. Oh, okay, so I don't even need those there. We can do some we can do something above there and make it look cooler. Alright, so let's not fill that part in, but let's fill in this top row across here. also got this elevator here too, which I don't even know if I want this to connect, but I probably should. So let's wall this part off here, and we'll just say that this is another potential way into the room from over on this side. All right, so now we've got a little vents back in here. Oh, okay, so most of them actually are lining up above there. Was I supposed to have a shield part in here? No, I guess they're all in place. So this one's just unique. Let's just put something there for the heck of it. How about one of these? Come on. There we go. Oh, you know what? This won't work anyway, because look where it leads you right to nothing. You can't even walk through here. So yeah, never mind on this. We'll seal this off. Doesn't need to be a way into the room. We could yeah, actually, engineering area like this with high-end equipment, it probably shouldn't have multiple ways in from different locations just for security reasons. Probably should just have one way in. Well, I'm missing a couple of these blocks here too. Let's get that in place there. All right, not bad. Sort of coming out. All right, so let's do something above the small shield parts. I'm not sure if I should could try to run some little pipes in here. Maybe a couple like back there. And then make some kind of display in front somehow. You know what? I don't like that. I don't like that. Not to mention high size class part. So what do we do to make these look like neat looking sockets here for these things? Could go with something like this on the top, or just the straight up angled one, even less sized glass. One, two, three, four. Okay, that's all of those. Now the center here, let's try to put in something a little more frame-like looking. If we had that there. Same thing in this area. Okay, now this area in between. Kind of wanted to give the player access to these things so they could, I don't know, look at them, I guess. I'm not sure what you do with them, but just trying to figure out how to do the blocks here. Going through some options. Could we? We could. Let's try something. Don't know if this is going to work out or not, but it'd be interesting to see. Try to make this kind of frame work here using this stuff like that. Make a little formation there. It could be all right. Maybe. Let's try some more of that. And maybe I shouldn't fill in that bottom one. I could put a console or something there. Nah, but then it looks like it's not really supported on the ground. What if the bottom piece was changed to one of these instead? Nah. Kind of like what was there before. Alright, well, I guess for now, we could put a console up a little bit more. How about right, yeah, look at that nice area in the center. Or another part, another deco piece of some origin. I wonder what could look neat here. Could try to add in some good old piping things. Come on. Can't even see the part. There we go. Here, let's flip that. Maybe like that. So now you got this, I don't know, override or something. I don't even want to see what that is. Put one of those in there. Alright, so there's room in front of this area as well, and as you walk through here as a player, if you stay down the main pathway at least, you're not going to get fried, but if you go down these side pathways, you will get fried by the proximity of the big shield parts there, but that's okay. I don't mind that much. Alright, so let's get some console displays in here. We got some pretty neat locations to add this kind of stuff. Like we could, what looks technical? Well, we could put in some radiation signs here. How'd that look? Could look kind of neat, right? A couple of those like that in that area, and then we could also put some kind of other console on the bottom side. We could really have a lot of consoles in the area here. Right in front of these shields. Like that. Oh, I didn't do it on the other side. Guess I didn't feel like doing those in symmetry there. Oh, or maybe I was just standing there at the time. That's probably it. Alright, so now, lastly, got another block position right here. I'm kind of wondering if I could fit in something a little funky, like one of these, little thin thing to have it a little curves to the outer edges a little bit, if that looks good or not. I don't like that jaggy thing. I can't line this part up to that, so maybe not that. What about something else? How about let's revisit the pipe thingies. What if we had some pipes going from there down, maybe? Could always try it. Get some of those in. Alright, so, alright. First part there, let's do a mass paint a second here. And let's see, we want that color, that texture. Okay, so now, kind of looking like that. And let's see, light location. So we got a couple lights going down the main strip here. I don't like this part here. Let's get rid of that. And you know what? I don't really. Let's dial those back a second here too. And instead, let's put in some of these. And great part again for some texture lights on the edge of this block. I think this will actually lower the size class down a smidgen again too. Wait a minute. How is this not lining up here? Oh yeah, there's some funkiness right there. Yeah, this isn't really... Oh, this is all off. Okay, let's just start over with this row here a little bit. Okay, so we got our main light there. Let's get rid of that stuff. Put one of those there instead. And one of these here. Get rid of that. Put one of those there. Well, maybe not. Maybe not on this side. I'm trying to do something a little different at the end of the room, just to break it up a little bit. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to spray this in with something dark in here right now because I got an idea. I want to put something in front of that. But it needs to be painted first. Okay, and then also let's add some kind of texture lights here. How about something like that on the edges? I don't know, that's actually, oh, that's not going to work. I don't know if I put, well I like this better anyway. So let's, we'll do this. And, God, should I keep the whole thing dark up here? Nah, let's go with a little bit faded color here. And give it some kind of techie something or other. How about some of these? Now, my original idea here was to put some of these over it, but that wouldn't look right going into the light. So what I'm thinking about doing is maybe just taking a chunk in the middle, maybe putting a couple little pipes that kind of run across, and just so happens that they center with the shields too, which is great. Kind of looks like some kind of I don't know, inlet wiring or something like that. And these blocks are all wrong right here too, so let's get rid of that, all these. Okay. Well, coming along. So these pieces here, I'm going to try to turn symmetry on again. I hate to do it, but it will save time. These I kind of wanted in red. But I want to be kind of picky on their textures and stuff too. So how about we put all of those in these grates like that, and the bottom part something like that. Yeah, so yeah, with the Star Trek ship here, it's more engineering red. The accent colors on the body are actually that of more of an orange, but the engineering areas are this other tone of red, which I kind of used on the Proxima as well. So it's kind of be fitting with the two ships, I suppose. But I might two-tone these beams as well, so we're going to have some of this red, and then maybe some gray or something up above there. Let's put something here to give it a little bit of texture on both of these sides here. Let's go to this top row, and God, should I do that in like a darker gray? No, you know what? Nah. Let's just do it red, same as what's going on here. So, but I'll try to use in some metal pieces, give us some lines here in this chunk, and probably across the bottom here too. I'll clean up all the liney thing. I've been kind of learning to just do that last. A lot of times I would just like switch my texture and like matte some of these extra lines out and stuff like that. But it's a lot quicker if I just do it at the end than trying to do it right now. So that's kind of what I've been doing here. So next part here, I guess we'll get these base pieces also red. Alright, and then this, let's go dark with these, and I don't know, should I use that texture, or should I go with something else? It is Star Trek. Probably shouldn't be that dark if I went this route. I want to use something like that, or that's actually kind of clean, isn't it? Yeah, let's try that in this case. I don't even know if these are going to be here yet on the back parts of them. Alright, so we got the next part done. Let's, how are we going to do this? Should this all be red up here too is the big question. Is that just too much, or should I stripe it? Should I put like some red maybe right above it, and then a different color on other parts of it? Like, let's try that. Let's try to go with this darker gray here. Actually, yeah, like that. Kind of interesting. Alright, floor stuff. Let's go with the gray in this area. I'm going to keep the main floor in the middle lighter shaded. Or let's try to go with this gray. How about this kind of just straight up gray. Medium tone. And then on the center here, this is where the consoles are sitting too, so maybe something techie looking a little bit, like some kind of holder, something on the floor there. Okay, looking a little bit better. Now, something else I want to do is change my toning on this. I went with this dark shade of gray here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tone up that row. Or should I not do that? Or tone it down, actually. Yeah, let's try to tone it down. I'm trying to make the lighting stick out a little bit more on it. Just on the one side, though. Alright, so over here, let's have a white doorway. And let's give it some lights. I think this, oh, I don't have that oriented right, do I? Nope. Alright, so these two blocks here are wrong. I'm going to try to rotate them this way. Oh, I did something wrong there, damn it. A little hard to see what I'm doing, though. And I ended up with the same size. Is it here? I don't know. Probably easier just replacing them. Again, let's see if this paints. Nope, I did that totally wrong. Alright, let's just replace this with the blocks. It's really hard to know which way you're orientated Looking at the textures on these, it doesn't really give you a clue. It's more like a trial and error thing. Like, that's wrong, but once I get it right, it'll be right. Oh, this is horrible. Was that right? Oh my goodness. Can't see what I'm doing. Okay, that way. Make sure it's right. Hey, it's right. Okay, so that covers the one side. Let's turn off symmetry, make sure the other side's cool. Not cool. And this one has to be done up like that, maybe? There we go. Okay, now all the lights line up. That was the whole objective there. Okay, so the main floor, I've been kind of going with this this shade and putting in some light things on the ship. Again, trying to keep it kind of clean, but add a little bit of detail by illuminating the walk paths a little bit. And then in the center here, it is engineering, so let's go with one tone darker, and I'll just run some of this in here. And you know what, we could use some more of these lights. Maybe there and there. Don't like to run these consecutively, like across the entire thing, so I usually just try to split it up and go to 2 different textures here. A little bit of the floor. Again, these things are going to be ripped out too, and I'll paint all on the inside of those, try to make them look like there's some kind of something holding them in place there. Okay, so this light, I want to get a texture around this thing too. Maybe try that. I like the reflection it's adding there, and then maybe put something like that, but let's tone it up a little bit here, like that. Paint the light to match. Alright, so let's paint some of these LCDs as well. I did want to have a bit of a red accent in this area, but maybe I'll do that with the some of the LCDs. Let's try to paint some of these that color. And I never did add one of these top ones in there. Wonder if I shouldn't go with blue on these though. Give it a little two-tone thing. I think we can, yeah, we can use our button to copy those too. That's cool. And let's paint the bases so they're matching. Alright, so next part here, let me turn off my light and let's tweak these lights here. That's actually kind of what I wanted it to be, but maybe I should go with gray on this. Saying it's going 20 meters. Let's make these pretty big. I don't know if gray is the best idea or not either, but okay, so what it needs in here, it's got some our base lights. You know, I'm going to change the way these are working. Let's lower down the radius quite a bit. Let's bring it in like 85. What I'm trying to do is create a light area on the ground that's more noticeable. And then back that up with some other lights. I gotta figure out where those other lights are going to go yet, though. Okay, so what I want is ambient light now. So say we put in one of these. We'll change this so it's intensity 1. Maybe give it that spacey blue color with a 20 meter radius on it. And that kind of gives it a little bit of that effect going there. And I want to do another one like that over here somewhere. Like, yeah, probably like right there. Alright, so I'm in space too, so I can't really adjust the lighting. But this is kind of looking, oh, maybe these should be red instead. Give it that engineering look a little bit more, like it's a dangerous room kind of thing, and it kind of is. I don't have some of these painted, do I? Maybe this should be a spotlight in this case on the one side, and maybe this should have a little less radius. It'll look a lot different when, so a lot of this is darkened up too. Like a lot of these would probably be this color, and these areas back there are going to be a little darker as well. A lot darker actually, probably. So I think that would kind of work. Sort of looks clean, but at the same time it's you know, it's holding all the parts, and it's industrial looking, and that's kind of what I've been going for. Clean, Star Trek-like industrial look. Okay, so one last thing I'm going to do is just fix up some of these textures here. So I got symmetry off, so I'm going to blot out a whole bunch of these jaggy line thingies. Try to just keep the ones that look appropriate, which isn't too many of them, honestly. Makes a difference, though. Yeah, I like it so much better when this little thing is done. It's really easy to do too, really quick. You know, I'm just kind of looking at each one. Sometimes I'll keep some of these lines that are straight through the middle, and sometimes I won't. Depends on the density of those lines in that particular area, kind of thing. But other than that, I think that just keeps it cleaner. It doesn't looks a little more organized. There's one thing that's bugging me here, though, and maybe it's the color of these lights here. Maybe they should be blue, because I do have red supporting lights for the room. Or, well, not too much of that anymore, is there? Oh, and I never did paint this stuff either, so let's, that should be pretty dark. How about just a simple texture over them, like that. And you know what, this white right here, that's not cool. Those should be gray. Oh, that's wrong again too. Okay, so one last little thing. Now, I'm not going to finish up the sides of the rooms in this video. This video is probably getting kind of long. But I'll have to paint all this in. I'll probably do like some red framework in certain areas, probably some lights or something above those pieces. Remove all these pieces, paint all up and around them. Last thing I want to do though is add some lines, some decal lines here. There's some blocks that are kind of set up to do this kind of nicely, and I think I would just add a little bit of extra visual stuff pretty easily. Not to mention you kind of get that reflection, especially with if the graphic settings are up on high, of the lines going across there as well. Just a little something. Alright, and I kind of want to do it on the inside here, but it's not going to work with these bottom pieces. But you could add a line going across like that. Yeah, I should. That looks better. That looks better than no line. Could have done this part in symmetry. Again, on the symmetry line, though, working at the center of the symmetry line, it's horrible. I hate it. And, oh, wait a minute. Where are these gonna, oh, so I could go like that, but yeah, I don't want to do them on the outsides because it's not gonna line up with that other line good enough, or be on the same side of it. Alright, well, it's a little something, a little extra lineage in there, I guess you could say. Let's do a little something with these pipey pieces here too. Maybe, ooh. Oh, that looks bad. Yeah, that's all sorts of screwed up on there. Could try that, or just simplify it. Let's go down to maybe a couple of dots. Oh, it just distorts the crap out of that stuff, though. Never mind. On that one, too. Back it off. Oh, you know what? Last area here. This front wall here. This needs some help over here. So I think one of the things I wanted to do is get a big light in there, and maybe how about we'll mix this up. Put in a little venty thing there, and just some regular metal pieces here. And you know what? One last line thing. Wait. Oh no, that won't look very good. I could go right up. Well, I could go right along this edge, all the way across the ceiling. I should. I think it's still adding a little bit more detail. And this kind of stuff does not cost size glass, so. Alright. I think we're almost there. Let me try, I want to see if I can get a little line around the lights here. I'm not sure if this is going to work for those. No, actually you don't see it at all, do you? Okay, never mind on that. Yeah, and of course this wall here needs stuff, and all these walls need stuff on the outer part of it, but you can kind of see the inside of the room area. This is how I've been kind of going about all the different room areas. I've been just picking one, and just trying to go to town with it and finish it up before I move on to the next room area. I think it'll be easier to keep track of things, get everything dialed in, and whatnot. And a lot of these rooms are going to get tweaks in lighting. I'm going to have to add sensors to all these rooms for the lighting as well, and also O2, which I haven't really been addressing yet. I probably should as I'm building the rooms out. As in sensors, though, some of these rooms will have their individual sensors, like this room probably will. Other rooms I'll combine with other nearby rooms with the sensors, so I don't necessarily run a separate sensor group per room. It all depends, and that's usually why I like to hold that off till last, to not, sometimes you can combine several rooms together, which is a whole lot easier to do than place individual sensors for everything. You know, there is one area I can add these. I almost forgot these pipes on the bottom side here. But yeah, just kind of want to explain the sensor deal on how that's working out and stuff like that. But I do rely on a lot of these decals to try to just add some more visuals. You know, it's like there's only so much you can do with the blocks and the colors, and it's just like another layer of stuff you can get over the top of everything else. And it can look, you know, pretty decent if it's done right there. Yeah. Well, anyway, there you have it. Another area started up, but I probably got like another hour to finish up this room to get all this painted, the back walls done, the ceilings done up, and stuff like that. But I kind of like the format of this. Kind of looks pretty strong. You know, I know it's all carbon, but it looks like it's like a pretty well-built chassis here. So it's more about the visuals. Anyway, that is all I've got for today. And yeah, let me know what you think, and at least you kind of understand. You know, if you're if you're interested on how like a lot of the stuff was being built, every room has been like this. And actually, if I go down to the or up actually to the other engineering area, this room was actually done up like that too. I started just moving things around and building housings and moving things around a little bit more and tweaking it and dialing it in, and the same kind of lighting, the same colors are being used in the other engineering area here too. I'm trying to keep them consistent, so they're basically got kind of about 3 different shades of gray, and then a red, which I'm using for like I don't know, some framing, just some highlights, and then some whites, and then particular like red and blue and gray lighting throughout it, and then just try to dial all those in. Again, I'll probably want to get all these get the ship down to the surface. It's just the day and nighttime lighting, and dial those all the lights in the different rooms a little bit more. Maybe tweak some things and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, it's yeah, it's still coming along. So that's all I've got for today. But let me know what you think, and any other suggestions, please let me know. And especially on the size class thing, you know, again, I kind of would like to be able to build the whole ship and detail every area. But if I do that, I'm gonna destroy the size class on it. I really am. In fact, probably just adding that, the block work and the lights in that room probably jumped up the size class another notch or two. Happens every time I do a room. So now I'm suddenly at 15, or I think I just touched 15. So that room might have only added about a half a size class to the overall ship. But you know, if you look at the rest of the area in the ship, there is just gobs of area to do up yet. And yeah. Anyway, all right. Adios.